Hello, folks. Welcome to this Bourbon Taste Challenge. I tried to go live about a minute ago, and it was saying not available right now. So I don't know what some kind of little internet failure. So here we are, late afternoon, early evening. Have two Kentucky straight bourbon whiskeys. The first is a really well-known, venerable brand. I don't know if it's well respected, but it's been around since 1874, and that's the truth. It's not a made-up thing. Old Charter old number 8 recipe, not aged 8 years anymore. It used to say age 8 years. Now it's just age for several seasons. So we know it's at least 4 years old. Well, it's a perfect matchup because it's going to lead into the next product. But this is produced by Buffalo Trace, runs about 18 to $20. I'll get into that more. Okay, it doesn't say anything about sour mash bourbon. It just says gently matured for many seasons. It's talking about Old Charter Distilling Company. Yeah, it's Buffalo Trace. I'll put two links below to Sazerac and Buffalo Trace. Okay, Buffalo Trace is owned by Sazerac. Here's Jim Beam Black, 8-year age. This was introduced in 1992, and then it was replaced in 2015. Okay, so introduced in 92, replaced in 2015 by Jim Beam Black Extra Age, no longer labeled as sour mash, by the way, the new extra aged. So it's a different product now for the last 8, almost 9 years. But I did find this old bottle. It's in perfect condition. See the backside. It was starting to peel a little bit, so I had to glue it down. But I know the bottle is it's not older than 31 years old, but it's probably a little newer than 31 years old. But I found an international market, and it was $32.99 for this handle. And they still have bottles left. He said, "Well, I don't want to pay $32.99. Okay, you can get the regular size bottles. They have those too for $17.99. I mean, eventually they're going to be gone. Might take another year, but they're going to be gone. So you can still get it. And, it might be in your town. They might have some bottles lingering around from 2015. Straight bourbon, so we know there's no coloring, no flavoring added. It's aged at least 2 years. This is aged 8 years. This is sour mash. It doesn't have to be utilizing the sour mash method, but that's what this is. I'm glad I got it. I do plan on buying the Jim Beam Extra Age, the new black, but that's going to be a while from now, unless I see it for $9.99. Keep finding these bourbons for $9.99. My bourbon collection keeps growing, and I don't want it to grow, but I keep finding, like this one here. I was going to buy it. It wasn't on my to buy immediately list, but it was on my to buy list. But I was at Walmart. They had it for $8. Full size bottle, $8. Yeah, I bought it, of course. Um, they still sell it, but only in the big glass handle bottles. I don't know why they got rid of it from the regular bottle, but they did. If you go to Elio's Wine Warehouse in New Orleans, they sell their liter bottles. But this is interesting because this used to be an 8-year aged, like that one. Okay, so that's an 8-year, but no longer. This was an 8-year age, but no longer. Now it's just a extra aged. All right. Yeah, they run about the same price. Yeah, about the same price. Currently, I'm talking about today. The current black and the current Old Charter. Try to get them both in the picture, but this bottle's so big. All right. Kind of hard to pass up a full size bottle of straight Kentucky Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey when it's $8 and the regular price is more than twice that. So of course I bought it. Winn-Dixie. No, not Winn-Dixie. They got expensive prices for many things. But Walmart, you can go to Walmart right now tonight. You got over 5 hours left. I don't think they're close to 11. You go to Walmart right now and get another another Sazerac product, but it's at Barton. It's made at Barton 1792 Distillery. You can get a straight bourbon whiskey, Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey, 3-year age, so 3 years, but 90 proof. Sour mash, right? I believe so. For $9.98. And that is not a joke. I'm not tricking you. That is the truth. And it's from Barton 1792 Distillery. You know, they make the famous Barton 1792 whiskeys they're mostly wheated. No, I'm thinking of Weller. But the Barton has a big portfolio. Some of them are travel exclusives. Now, you notice that one was darker here. The darker one is the Jim Beam Black. So I got to make sure I don't look down too close. But now Barton started taking over production of Stedman Select. Now, Stedman Select was introduced in 2018. It was a black label, 86 proof, 3-year age, sour mash Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey from Sazerac. And I bought this huge handle glass bottle for $19.99. I think it was $18.99 actually. Okay, something like that. Really, really cheap. Still got half the bottle. But then I noticed earlier this year they updated Stedman Select to a new 90 proof with a whole new label, and now it's touting 1792 Barton 1792 Distillery. You know, they're making a big production out of it. But you can get it right now, $9.98. No flavoring added, no coloring added, pure straight bourbon. All right. I tried it at my friend David's house. He was kind of down on it, but I thought it was good himself. Okay, Old Charter. They make many fancy Old Charters. We're doing the basic one tonight. But you can get, if you can find it, Old Charter Oak Edition, French Oak, Chinquapin Oak, Mongolian Oak, Canadian Oak. And they have a whole website dedicated to that, and they go into like extensive detail, which I didn't read it because I don't have any of the bottles. And it's not going to be $9.98. It's not going to be $17.98 for those. You know, we're talking about now you in the $50, $60 bottles, allocated, hard to find. You'll probably never see it. Okay. But it's out there. All right. Isle of Fire says cheers. Cheers to you. Thanks for watching. All right. So I keep thinking about buying Tom Moore, but man, I do not need another huge bottle of bourbon. But they got that Tom Moore. I should have bought it when it was $12.99 for the big handle at Albertsons. They got a closeout on it. They got rid of it. I don't know why. But a lot of other stores still sell it. Total Wine was selling it, but they rotate their selections all the time. So they had it and then they didn't have it. Dornack still got it. Every day. Tom Moore. Been around since the 1800s. Don't know if it's any good. Now they got the specialty Thomas S. Moore, you know, the special Old Charter that's costing $50, $60. Okay, but anyway, enough of that. I'm getting off track. All right, but it's fun. You know, it's kind of fun to look at all that with the beer also. Okay. Yeah. Same stereotypical thing: sweet corn, charred oak, mild, mellow, easygoing, smooth, everything fine. Could be old charter, could be Jim Beam 8 year. We don't know. Jim Beam Black 8 year. We don't know. Yeah, basically the same aroma here. Now you say no, 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 no. 86 proof, 8 year age is going to beat up on an 80 proof, no age statement. You would think, and this is sour mash. That's not. You would think, but we don't know. We're about to find out. All right. Beautiful day today. Crystal clear skies, blue, 52 degrees, but I was walking around t-shirt and long sleeve shirt, no jacket during the day. Took a nap outside on a Mexican blanket in the sun. You sleep good, good, good. If you eat your lunch and put the Mexican blanket down with a little pillow and lay out in the sun, if it's 52 degrees and sunny, or and dry, low humidity, you be knocked out. Be out. And that sun be warm too. Even though it's cold, you be warm. All right. So this tastes really good. Let's go with this over here. I bought that Mexican blanket in Mexico. uh, um, wool. I mean, this tastes the same. It's the same flavor. Corn, almost like popcorn. Charred oak. Um, yeah, and I was reading about grain neutral spirits a little while ago on the government website, U.S. government. It's funny because they said it's got to be stored in oak vessels, and I was thinking, well, if you're storing it in oak, then it's aging in oak, right? But you might not store it, but for a week, but still aging for a week, so it's not going to be totally clean, untouched. Now, vodka can't touch wood. You say, what if you pour it in wood? Fine, it's no longer vodka. Okay, something else. And so when you hear somebody call blended whiskey a brown vodka, that shows their ignorance. Can't touch wood. Okay, it's got and look at the government's standard for it. It must result in odorless, colorless, tasteless, characterless liquor. So if it has any flavor, something's wrong. All right. Um, okay. I think I know what it is. It has that creme brulee flavor, that burnt sugar, caramelized thing. It's got a little deeper, richer thing going on with it, and it may be a little higher proof, a la 86 proof versus 80, 43% alcohol versus 40. I think that's the Jim Beam. Now, am I a partisan? Do I take sides with Sazerac because their headquarters is 30 miles, well, 31 miles from here? At the most 32, but I don't think it's that far. Could be 32 miles. Used to be closer, but they moved the headquarters to downtown New Orleans. Used to be in Metairie. So it used to be like 26 miles away. But no, I don't take sides. I don't care. Beans nothing to me, I mean, I grade products on how they taste, not who owns it. or what social media mistake they made this week. Although, you should try to use some sense on there. But now you see, this has got that mellow toasted oak. See, this got that creme brulee. This got that toast. Like you put white bread in the toaster and it's like a lightly toasted. Oh, they must be using a very low char, maybe a number one char. This is so mild. Oh, so very mild. Easy going, smooth, enjoyable. Now, my friend, I think it's the old charter. Let me see. It is. All right. Another victory. My friend David said, if you go to these bars in New Orleans, he said, you ever notice? You go to these bars in New Orleans, they got all these old 69-year-old men with a red nose. They drink an old charter at 2 in the afternoon. I said, I don't really do that, but it sounds like something they would do. All right. He said, that's the kind of bourbon old charter is. Okay, let's go to the comments. Stanley says cheers. Henry Buck says cheers. Jean-Pierre says, hey, Jay, just ate dinner, having a Keystone Light and a Bacardi Gold rum. Ooh, watch it, Jean, watch it. I had a big lunch, like all this leftover Christmas turkey and ham and stuffing and mirliton and stuffed mirliton and peas and everything. And then I had mincemeat pie after, so I didn't eat any supper. I just went cold, fasting, fasting with whiskey, bourbon. Olive Fire says woo wee you, and they're all saying woo you or something. They're getting excited. My attempt at a woo like whistle. Okay, have you tried Pappy Van Winkle? Says Robert Slegers. Yes, I have. Somebody gave me some free 50 milliliters of it. It was the Pappy Van Winkle, what was the 18-year age? It was very good. Tastes like bourbon. I saw a store this month got a whole set of Pappy Van Winkle, all 6, the whole lineup. And the distributor guy's like, that'll cost you. I said, yeah. And then I saw their store manager, so I pulled out my Visa card and I said, I'll take it. He said, nice try. Nice try. Because, obviously that was a special order. They got one set, a case, 6 different Pappy Van Winkle bottles. Probably a state senator or, state representative, somebody like that, I ain't getting it. And it's probably thousands of dollars for that. A couple of $1,000, whatever. All right. Drinking a Corona Extra. Oh, good choice. I like Corona. People used to slag on, you don't hear about that anymore. People used to always pick on Corona like, oh, it's the worst. I was like, man, if you think Corona Extra is the worst, you've never tasted it. And I could name like 20 products, Yeah, creme brulee. Good old Pappy Van Winkle. Yep. Pappy Van Winkle, what they did was the Van Winkle family, they contracted their products out to Sazerac, Buffalo Trace, because, well, I mean, their distillery was so tiny, they couldn't really produce enough for anybody to buy. And now they contracted to Sazerac, and they still can't produce enough for anybody to buy. I guess they do that on purpose, make it rare, so you'll pay a fortune for it, even though it tastes like, like bourbon, but it's packed, but you know how that works. All right, everybody makes fun of Keystone Light, but I still drink it because it's a good light beer. You know what, Jean-Pierre? I'm just like you. I almost bought a case of Keystone Light today, but I didn't buy that 30-pack of Keystone Light. But I almost did. But I bought the natural ice because it was a penny cheaper. It was $19.98 for the Keystone Ice instead of $19.99 for the Keystone Light. Not Keystone Ice, Natural Ice. Boy, I wish they did have Keystone Ice. That ale, it was an ale, not a lager. But I bought the Natural Ice, and I love that beer. I mean, I just can't get over. I can't get bored with it, you know. But I only drank the three today. I was off. I mean, I drank four beers in a 24-hour period. I don't know. That doesn't seem like a lot to me, but you might think it's a whole lot. But anyway, I'm talking about 12-ounce beers. I love Keystone. Can't get that out my mind. I like natural ice. I love natural ice. I've been drinking natural ice off and on since 1996. First time I tried 96. Mm. I was thinking about it when I was drinking on it. I was saying, this beer is good. I think it's because they used the corn and the rice. Something about using corn and rice. Well, of course, barley malt too. All right, let's go back to the comments. Yeah, egg roll for New Year's or chicken. I think ham and sauerkraut and black eyed peas, right? Not necessarily sauerkraut, cabbage. Ham, cabbage, and black eyed peas sounds right to me. Natural ice, good beer to watch the football game. I really agree with that. I'm about to go lay down and watch a football game. Beer, food, and football now until Monday night. I'm about to go watch. I saw that Miami, but look at Miami. They started off hot and they went down, 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 down. Now the Hurricanes finished with 7 wins and 6 losses. That's unacceptable. That's unacceptable. I know a guy that went to the University of Miami in the late 1940s. Uh, let's see, 33. Okay, early 50s, like 51 to 56, 55. He used to go to all the games. He said they went to every game at the Orange Bowl. And I mean, back in the 50s, they were like today. They weren't very good. They would win a few games, maybe go to a bowl game every now and then, but they would always play the major teams. So he said, yeah, well, I mean, I said to him, I said, Tom, did you like the University of Miami? He went for engineering. He said, it was all right. He said it wasn't really a very good school. This is him talking. He says, but it was easy. And I used to go to a lot of football games there, he says. But he said, but he's still an engineer in New Orleans, civil engineer. He's 90 years old. He was the head of the president of Louisiana Concrete Association. So I don't know what he's talking about, but he says he didn't think it was a very good school, but they had a lot of good parties and in football games. Okay. Uh, do you watch hockey down your way? I used to watch the Hartford Whalers when they were on USA Network. Yeah. And then when they moved the team, I never watched it anymore. Uh, Good food and drink will always be true winners. You're right. Well, y'all take care now. So the winner. Sorry. Let's see. I mean, I think the Jim Beam Black is probably a little bit better. Now that's assuming you like that charcoal, that charred creme brulee, that burnt sugar taste. Now, if you like the smoother, more like regular bourbon flavor, then the old charter is going to suit you. So, but I would prefer the Jim Beam Black. So if you said, "Oh, I'm going to buy you a Christmas present," because today is the fourth day of Christmas, do you want Jim Beam Black Extra or the old charter? Well, actually, I would pick the Jim Beam Black Extra because I never had the new Extra. I never had that one yet. But you know what I'm saying. But if it was between these two, I would go to Jim Beam Black. So I've never had the new Extra. So common sense, yeah, I would go for that because I never tried it. Just like I need to get the Ezra Brooks, not the Ezra Brooks. I never had any Ezra Brooks bourbon. I only had their bourbon cream. Talking about the cream one, the old cream, not the new one. It's too expensive. I'm talking about a lot. I'll get it right. Evan Williams. I knew I'd think of it. Evan Williams. I've had the Evan Williams 80 proof green label, Evan Williams 86 proof black label. I've had the Evan Williams bottle and bond, of course. And I tried the Evan Williams 1783, and that thing was fire. I love that thing. But and for $23.99, that's a steal for a handle, a big, huge bottle. So yeah, that's on my wish list. And I might just grant my own wish by buying it soon, but I got too much stuff. All right. I said it every week, right? Evening, Old Charter is good. I didn't know that advertisements would play in the middle of an actual live feed. Oh yeah, I don't control how I don't control this platform. Yeah, you never experienced that before? Yeah, because it just started doing it. It started doing it like about 6 months ago. A Bud Light to neutralize. All right, so that's it. Jim Beam 8, a winner. Black number 8, the 8-year, no longer produced. And Old Charter, yeah, it's all right. It's nice. No, I don't take issue with it. It's fine. I'd buy. So could I be satisfied with Old Charter if that was the only thing I could drink for a long time? Oh yeah, I'd be. I don't drink whiskey anyway. I just do reviews with it and taste challenges. But yeah, I would. I would be happy with it. I think if you've never had Old Charter, I would say go buy it. Yeah, go buy it. Shouldn't cost you more than $20. Be less than 20. Fried fish for New Year's Day. Fried fish on a Monday. Now listen here. I said ham, cabbage, and black eyed peas. Was I speaking was I slurring my words? Was I speaking incoherently? I said ham, cabbage, and black eyed peas for New Year's Day. Now, if you want to get some bread and butter after and a sweet dessert like apple pie, that's fine with me. I got my mincemeat pie, but yeah. Remember, folks, ham, cabbage, black eyed peas. All right. Yeah, that live feed stuff started. Yeah, it started. Chicken McNuggets. Okay, well, yeah, I don't think so. All right, I'm out of here. Bye bye, y'all. Go and watch football. If this camera would focus, I'd be a delighted person.